Okay, so for this assignment, I chose to create an e-portfolio using Google Sites because I think it's a fantastic way for students and educators to collect digital work and then reflect on the work that they've created. One of the reasons why I like this so much is because of how customizable Google Sites is. I personally see myself using this as my teacher page as well as an e-portfolio of student work. So let me walk you through what my teacher page will end up looking like. So over here, I included my name at the top, a picture of myself, contact information, a brief blurb about English language arts, which is the main course that I teach. And down here at the bottom, these are different tabs that will take you to different pages for the courses that I teach or the clubs that I host. So ELA 6 is the class that I teach multiple times a day. Here I've included a more descriptive course overview. I've included student resources that we use in ELA very frequently, as well as upcoming activities. Our personal ELA class calendar, as well as our district calendar, so they can keep track of due dates. And then down here at the bottom, this is where I have created the student work e-portfolio. One of the things that I like the most about this is just how it's super easy for me to create these clear and concise sections at the bottom. I always have the title of whatever project it was, as well as a brief little blurb about what the project was for people that weren't in the class to know. And then over here, using Image Carousel, which is a feature of Google Sites, I create this little slideshow of student work and student examples from our classes. And I can do this, I can create these little page separators that separates everything. Here's a poem that they created, as well as a characterization activity that they created on Google as well. So one of the things that I think I would personally do, so instead of having my students upload their own student examples to my teacher page, I would have my students create their own student page for themselves. So every student would have their own Google Sites. Here's where I'd have them upload a picture of themselves as well as a brief bio. Then I would also have them down here relink the calendars because you can never have the calendar posted enough times. And then at the bottom, this is where their e-portfolio is. And for every assignment, I would have them, upload a picture of their finished product, the title of whatever the project was, and their reflection. So any kind of thoughts that they had, things that they liked about the project, things that surprised them, just essentially any of their thoughts that they've had, okay? So I am not the only person in my district that uses Google Sites as an e-portfolio. My co-teacher, Tiff Capilano, also uses them. So thank you for letting me interview you. Can you tell me what your 3 favorite features are about Google Sites?
Sure. One of my favorite things about Google Sites is that, like you said, it's completely customizable, especially in terms of accessibility. I can allow my students to collaborate on my own teacher page where I let them upload pictures of their work to an album, or I can also teach them how to make their own Google site, which is what I suggest. I could even have them format their settings so that they can collaborate and interact on each other's pages. But I found that it works best when they use their Google Sites independently and they collaborate using different resources.
Oh, I think that's fantastic. I just love the fact that Google Sites, it's so customizable for each individual educator.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I also love that it's free. You automatically get 100 megabytes of online storage, which is a lot and can take a long time to use up all of that. As public educators, it's always fantastic finding free resources to implement. My third favorite thing is that, like all Google apps, everything is automatically stored, saved, and you can access it anywhere.
Oh, that's my favorite part about Google. The days of these small flash drives are just gone because you can access anything whenever you want to. So thank you again for your input, and I can't wait to use Google Sites with you this year.
Absolutely.
So some of the pros for this is the fact that, it's super user-friendly. It's easy to upload pictures, documents, whatever it is that you need. I also like that it can be added to throughout the rest of their academic career. Like, this doesn't have to be just a 6th grade ELA e-portfolio. They can keep using this from the time until they graduate. And then when they graduate, they have this giant portfolio of all of their work from the last 14 years of schooling that they choose to go through. I also like that it's easy to upload Google apps to this as well. So like Google Forms, Google Slideshows, documents, whatever. One of the cons is that it's only able to upload Google apps. So if you aren't super Google friendly, this may not be the best e-portfolio for you. Also, the image formatting can tend to be a little bit tricky sometimes. You have to play around with it until you figure out how to get all the pictures to show up. So to sum everything up, I absolutely love using Google Sites as an e-portfolio. I think that it's a fantastic resource to use in my ELA class due to its versatility. It's going to be a great resource to use, especially during the